Ever feel like you're just drowning in work admin? All those forms trying to track your hours, figure out your pay stub, or just counting the days until payday.
Oh, absolutely. That friction, it's real. It can really pull you away from the work you actually want to be doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what if there was a way to smooth all that out, not just for you, but like for the whole company, all through one sort of digital hub?
Well, that's kind of the promise, isn't it?
It is. And that leads us right into our deep dive today, the Dayforce app. Now, this isn't just some standalone app on your phone.
Right. It's really the front end, the part employees and managers interact with for a much bigger system, a human capital management platform, or HCM.
HCM sounds corporate, but basically it's the whole strategy for managing people in a company, right?
Yeah.
Their most valuable asset, as they say.
Precisely. It covers everything from hiring to retiring, ideally.
Okay, so our mission today is to, well, cut through the buzzwords and really get a handle on how this Dayforce app, as part of that big HCM picture, aims to streamline things. We're talking HR, payroll, benefits, managing the workforce.
A whole shebang.
Yeah, and we want to look at it from both sides, what's in it for you, the employee, and what it does for managers and the company itself.
Mm-hmm.
Think of this as your shortcut to understanding this whole integrated way of handling work stuff. Just so you know, we're basing this all on excerpts called Dayforce app, HCM for employees and managers.
Good solid source material.
Definitely. So let's kick things off with the employee side. What's the big deal for you, expert? When you think about our day-to-day with employers, what's the main shift Dayforce brings, putting control in our hands?
I think what's really fascinating and maybe easy to overlook is how it fundamentally changes your relationship with your own work information.
How so?
Well, traditionally, you might feel like you're always asking HR for things, waiting for approvals, chasing down data.
Right. Sending emails, filling out forms.
Exactly. The Dayforce approach fundamentally is about self-service, giving you immediate access to the things that matter to your job, right there on your phone or computer.
Okay.
It's not just about convenience, though that's part of it. It's really a shift. It gives you more agency, lets you be proactive instead of, just reacting.
Agency. I like that. So let's get specific. Take something basic like clocking in and out. We've all done that somehow. How does Dayforce make that different? Is it just pressing a button on an app?
Well, yes and no. The button press is simple, but what's happening underneath is often more sophisticated. It's about making sure that time punch is accurate and compliant from the get-go.
Compliant how?
Things like geofencing, making sure you're actually at work when you clock in. That helps prevent issues like buddy punching,
Yeah. Or someone clocks in for their friend.
Exactly. And it also automatically applies complex payrolls. Think overtime, breaks, shift premiums. Those get calculated correctly right from the start.
So a less chance of errors on your paycheck.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it makes audits easier, cuts down on managers having to do manual fixes later. It's cleaner.
That does sound like a step up. Okay, what about schedules? Managing work schedules can be, well, chaotic sometimes.
Right. So Dayforce tries to turn that static schedule, maybe a printout or a spreadsheet, into something dynamic and interactive.
Meaning?
You see your schedule, sure, but you also see real-time updates from your manager pushed right to the app. And here's the really interesting part. If the company enables it, you can sometimes manage things yourself.
Like what?
Like swapping shifts with a coworker directly through the app.
Really?
Yeah, with the manager's approval built right into the flow. That gives you huge flexibility, helps managers cover shifts, and gives you more say in your work-life balance.
That's a big one. Flexibility is huge. And taking time off?
Yeah.
Requesting vacation?
Simplified. The app makes it transparent. You can see your balances, vacation time, sick leave right there. You know how much you've accrued.
No more guessing or digging through old pay stubs.
Exactly. And you submit the request, see its status. It just takes the anxiety out of planning time off. And again, it flows right into the manager's approval queue. Smooth process.
Makes sense. Now let's talk about money. Pay and earnings. This always gets attention. Beyond just looking at your pay stub, what did the sources say about how Dayforce changes your connection to your wages?
This is where it can get really interesting. They mentioned the Dayforce wallet feature.
Wallet, like accessing your pay early.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Accessing wages you've already earned before the official payday. Now, on-demand pay isn't brand new as an idea, but the key thing here is the integration.
How so?
It's not some separate third-party thing bolted on. It's built into the core Dayforce payroll system. It uses the same real-time data.
Okay, so what's the impact of that?
Well, it can really shift how you think about your earnings. Instead of just waiting for that lump sum every 2 weeks or month, you have this potential for more fluid access to money you've already worked for.
So it's more than just getting paid sooner. There's a deeper thing there.
I think so, yeah. It could potentially change budgeting habits, maybe help you deal with an unexpected bill without resorting to, high-interest credit cards or loans.
Right.
It gives you a bit more financial autonomy tied directly to the hours you've put in. Managing your cash flow better, that's a big deal for financial well-being.
That's a really powerful point. Financial autonomy. Okay, moving on from pay. Benefits. Enrollment can feel like trying to read, legal documents sometimes. How does Dayforce make that easier?
Yeah, it can be overwhelming. The app aims for clarity. An intuitive interface lets you review your options, maybe even compare different plans side by side.
Like see the cost difference immediately.
Exactly. See how choosing, say, a high-deductible plan versus a low-deductible one impacts your paycheck deductions right away. It turns that annual enrollment chore into, hopefully, a more informed, less stressful decision.
Less paper, less confusion.
That's the goal. More clarity on choices that really matter for your health and finances.
And one last thing on the employee side, just basic personal info. Updating your address, phone number, emergency contacts. Used to be a form, right?
Often, yeah. Or an email to HR that might get lost.
So how does Dayforce handle that?
Simple self-service again. You can update that info instantly and securely right in the app.
So the company always has the right info.
Yes, which is crucial for things like emergency notifications. And from a data standpoint, it keeps everything centralized and accurate, reduces errors, and helps with privacy compliance because you're controlling your own data within the system.
Okay, so we've covered a lot about how Dayforce empowers you, the employee, gives you more control, transparency.
A significant shift.
But that's just one side of the coin. While employees get all this flexibility, what about the managers? What's in it for them and for HR? How does Dayforce help them?
Right, and this is where you really see the power of that integrated HCM platform idea come into play. It's not just about pushing tasks down. It's about giving managers better tools to actually, manage.
To lead more effectively.
Exactly, and strategically. It helps lift some of that administrative weight off their shoulders so they can focus on, coaching their team, hitting targets, the bigger picture stuff.
Okay, give me an example. Approvals. Managers are always approving things. Timesheets, time off requests, maybe those shift swaps we talked about. That can eat up a lot of time.
A huge amount of time. Dayforce centralizes all of that, puts it right on their phone or device.
So they can approve stuff on the go.
Yep. Anytime, anywhere. Review a timesheet while waiting for a meeting, approve a vacation request from home. It speeds everything up, no more paper piling up.
Gets rid of bottlenecks.
Precisely. And often, there are built-in checks to flag potential compliance issues before they approve something, which reduces risk.
Okay, that makes sense. Beyond just approvals, what about managing the team day to day, keeping track of who's in, who's out?
It gives them that real-time visibility. They can quickly see who's clocked in, who's absent, check schedules right from the app.
So if someone calls in sick unexpectedly,
They can see the impact immediately and start figuring out coverage proactively rather than scrambling later. It helps manage absenteeism, ensures shifts are covered, keeps operations running smoothly. It shifts them from being reactive to more proactive.
And it's not just about the current team, is it? Our sources mentioned recruiting, too.
That's right. Recruiting is crucial, but it can be another time sink for managers. Dayforce can integrate some talent management features,
Like what?
allowing managers to review applications, maybe message candidates, track applicants through the process, again, right from their mobile device.
Speeds up hiring.
Significantly. In a tight job market, being able to engage with a good candidate quickly can make all the difference. It helps them snag top talent faster.
Right. Makes the whole process more fluid. But maybe the biggest advantage for the business side is the data, the insights. In a world swimming in data, how does Dayforce's approach actually help employers make better decisions?
This is absolutely fundamental. So much workforce planning is based on looking backward at historical data.
Right. React.
Exactly, because Dayforce pulls data from time, payroll, HR, benefits, all into one system in real time.
A single source of truth.
That's the key phrase. It enables genuinely predictive insights. Managers and execs can start looking ahead. What are our staffing needs likely to be next week based on current trends? Are we heading towards an overtime issue?
So they can adjust staffing on the fly.
Potentially, yes. Optimize labor costs, make sure the right people are in the right place at the right time, based on live data, not just gut feel or old reports. It's a huge step towards operational agility, moving from intuition to data-driven strategy.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. We've seen employee empowerment, manager efficiency, strategic insights. What does this integrated Dayforce approach really mean for the whole organization? And for your experience of work overall, what are the big unifying benefits?
I think the biggest thing is it smooths out the whole flow of work. When you simplify processes, automate the tedious stuff, connect all these different pieces.
Less paperwork, fewer errors.
Definitely. You're cutting down massively on administrative busy work for everyone. That frees people up, both employees and managers, to focus on work that actually adds more value. It boosts productivity, potentially sparks more innovation.
And thinking specifically about the employee experience, what's the main takeaway for you?
It really comes down to engagement. When you feel you have more control, more visibility over your schedule, your pay, your benefits, it builds trust. You feel more valued.
Happier employees.
Generally, yes.
Sure.
And that's not just a nice to have. It impacts retention. People are less likely to leave. It impacts performance. It even helps attract new talent because it contributes to a better employer brand.
And flexibility seems like another common thread here.
Oh, absolutely crucial today. With remote work, hybrid models, Dayforce lets people handle work tasks from anywhere on any device. That's essential for business continuity now.
And work-life balance.
It supports that too, which, let's face it, is a huge factor for almost everyone now.
For sure. And finally, let's circle back to that data unification idea. Why is having everything in one place so critical for the whole business?
Because it breaks down the silos. Traditionally, HR might have its system, payroll another, timekeeping yet another, and the data doesn't always match up.
Leading to confusion and mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A unified system means everyone's looking at the same accurate, real-time information. That's vital for reporting, for ensuring compliance, and for making smart, strategic decisions that affect the entire company. It gives you that complete picture of your workforce that you just can't get from separate systems.
That makes a lot of sense. But, this all sounds great in theory, powerful system, lots of benefits. But implementing something like this, it can't be just plug and play, can it? What are the hurdles organizations might face?
That's a really important point. No tech is a magic wand, right? While the potential is huge, getting there takes effort. There's the initial investment, sure, but also migrating data from old systems, training everyone. That's significant.
Change is hard.
It is, and organizations sometimes underestimate how much focus they need on change management. It's not just installing software, it's changing habits, changing workflows, getting buy-in from employees and managers.
So you need a plan.
Absolutely. You need a solid plan, ongoing support, clear communication about the why. Without that, even the best system might not deliver on its promise. It's definitely a journey, requires real commitment.
Good dose of realism there. Okay, so just to wrap up our deep dive then. The Dayforce app really, as the window into this bigger HCM platform, it fundamentally changes how work.
Reshapes it.
For you, the employee, it means more control over your time, your pay, your benefits. For managers, it's about efficiency, better insights, less admin headache.
And for the organization, it's about that unified data, agility, flexibility.
A more connected experience overall.
Leading to, hopefully, a smoother, more efficient, maybe even more engaging workplace.
That's the aim. So here's something to think about as we finish up. Technology like this keeps getting deeper into our work lives, right?
Seems like it, yeah. So how do you think tools like the Dayforce app will keep evolving? How will they continue to shape that balance between, say, our personal convenience and what the organization needs to be efficient and strategic, especially as the very idea of work keeps changing?